For better or for worse, Shane Beamer has a knack of going viral every time he takes the podium. It never fails. Without fail, for whatever reason, and I have been trying to figure this out for so long, every time Shane Beamer takes the podium, he cannot help himself. He cannot help but say something. And it's not just him. It's not just him. Because here's the thing. Shane Beamer's word doesn't get out unless the Gamecock football creative media team or whoever's running their media accounts, the word doesn't get out unless they craft the video and they post something. So it's somewhat of a collective effort because I think the majority of us, do coaches' comments at a presser really move the needle? Not typically. Most of the time it's coach speak. Most of the time it's just kind of ho-hum. We've heard this before. But man, it does seem like with Shane Beamer, you should expect the unexpected anytime he steps behind a microphone. The latest moment came, Shane Beamer on Friday afternoon, right, was introducing some new coaches, James Coley and the running back coach, Marquell Bates, I think it is, or something like that, to the coaching staff. Either way, was announcing new assistant coaches, no big deal. Shane Beamer was asked by one of the members of the South Carolina media about the return of Gilbert Edmond. Now, you might ask yourself, who is Gilbert Edmond? If you're an SEC fan and you don't know who Gilbert Edmond is, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, right? Not a superstar, not an all-conference player by any means. A guy who was an edge player for South Carolina that actually had a pretty solid 2022 season. Now, what happened after that season? Like so many in college football, Gilbert Edmond tried his hand at the transfer portal and got the bag. Let's call it for what it is. Let's keep it a buck, no pun intended. Yes, there were other reasons about going home. Yes, there were reasons about, I want to be closer to family. But he didn't go there for free. Let's just call it for what it is. I recall that very, very vividly. It was rumored to be about somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000. Either way, no matter. All good. NIL's legal. Transfer portal, do whatever you want. Gilbert Edmond hits the road, along with Jaheim Bell. So anyways, that brings us to today, or to Friday, or to even a couple days before that, when it was made official that Gilbert Edmond had entered the transfer portal, leaving Florida State, and guess where he ended up committing to? South Carolina. So, Shane Beamer was asked about Gilbert Edmond's return. And his comments did not disappoint. And for all of those, by the way, who are hearing the sound of my voice saying, this is just Chris making something a bigger deal than it needs to be. Guys, the original post from the Gamecock Football X account, their video, which was posted first, it wasn't yours truly posting video. It wasn't anybody else. Gamecock Football posted this video. 898,000 views. 898,000. So, like it or not, people took notice. People cared. And the reason people cared was because of Shane Beamer's reasoning. Now, what Shane Beamer could have done at the podium, which we know him to be a fireball and a firecracker and wear his heart on his sleeve and what have you, and that can be a great thing when things are going well. That can be a negative thing when things aren't going so well. The spin zone that Shane Beamer put on this, because let's be real, okay? The reason South Carolina took Gilbert Edmond back, above all else, was because they need help at the edge position. That's it. They need help. They need depth. And Gilbert Edmond is at least a warm body who has played in the SEC, who's been slightly productive before. That's why they took him back, right? I don't know if I want to use the word desperation here on these airwaves, but it was a move of, we need this guy. We need capable bodies. We need all the depth we can get. That was the move. Let's make no mistake. And Shane Beamer decided, listen, the beauty's in the banter. Some of you are going to say that Shane Beamer made the most out of this appearance at the podium when he took the opportunity to flex the culture that South Carolina has. And you can go watch the clip, guys. We've posted it now to our social medias. You can go to Gamecock Football. I'm going to be paraphrasing a little bit, but basically said, this was a guy that was at Florida State. They went undefeated. They were this, they were that. And he came back to South Carolina. That says something about our culture, man. We've got one hell of a culture. We got a hell of a culture. Basically insinuating that South Carolina's culture is superior to Florida State's culture. And I guess if that's the flex you want to make, go right ahead. I think fans would prefer winning over culture. I think fans would prefer a conference championship over culture. That's just me, though. But either way, Shane Beamer took it as an opportunity to flex. And the clip posted was only like 40 seconds. It was like a 5-minute rant about why he was taken back. He's going to have to earn everything that's given to him. Nothing will be given. He's got to earn it all. He's not getting, we told him we were recruiting him. You're going to get way less NIL than you were getting there. He could have started at Florida State, which Florida State fans, by the way, scoffed at and said, no way this dude was going to be starting. But this segment I'm doing, guys, it's not even about the decision to bring Gilbert Edmond back to South Carolina. It's really not. Because I wouldn't have done it, but it's not my program. Like, whatever. My bigger takeaway from this, is this. I had a take after the 2023 season, immediately after it ended. And you can easily find this on social media. I had a take at the end of South Carolina's 2023 season. They had lost to Clemson. The dust had settled. Shane Beamer had finally wiped away his tears after the final press conference. And I just simply said, Shane Beamer, guys, I think is a great fit for South Carolina and has great potential to be successful there. But he has to stop caring so damn much about what others think about him. He has to stop caring so damn much what people on social media think about him, think about his decision-making. He could have very easily just said, hey, it's my job to do things that best help our football team. We felt that bringing Gilbert Edmond back was a good move, and that's it. Just end it there. What this shows me is Shane Beamer has not changed, and he's not going to change, guys. Shane Beamer is going to be the same chain gang complaining, Gatorade cooler kicking, tears at the podium coach for his entire career. He's going to be, whether he succeeds or he fails. And I'm not even saying that's a determining factor, but he's just going to be that guy. He's going to wear the heart on his sleeve. He's going to lead with emotion, and maybe it will work out for him. Maybe acting recklessly and saying ridiculous things out of emotion will be the winning formula in Columbia. And I know, I get it. I'm sure the bottom of the barrel of that fan base will have my neck for all that I'm saying. And they love Shane Beamer for what he does at the podium because he reflects them. He reflects them. And that's totally fine. Maybe it is the winning formula in Columbia. I don't think it probably will be, but maybe it is. But Shane Beamer's not changing, guys. He's just not. And it's surprising to me. It's really surprising a guy like that cannot just look himself in the mirror after a failure of a year 3 of his tenure. A guy who's undoubtedly entering a season that's important for his future as a college football coach in the SEC, I might add. And is still just making the same mistakes. Just doing the same things. Creating the same errors. Just every time. And I mean, I've had people tell me that, Chris, people just hate the Gamecocks. They're just haters. They're this, they're rival fans. But if it happens one time, so be it. If it happens even twice, you're right. You're probably right. But it's every time this guy takes the podium. Every single time. Every single time. And so leading with emotion and being a loose cannon, it may not completely wreck his tenure in Columbia. It may not. It may be the winning formula, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it because you don't see many of the best doing that. So while their greater takeaway is talking about the debate of should Gilbert Edmond have been allowed back, should he not? That's not really an argument that I'm even really entertaining. I wouldn't have taken him back if I were the head coach of a program, but it's not my program and it's not my situation. And I don't know everything that happened behind closed doors. My bigger takeaway is just Shane Beamer and his demeanor, his makeup. And, you can say that, man, the things that make him so easy to attack when things aren't going well are the things that make him so lovable and great when things are going well. But that level of unsteadiness and that level of volatility, guys, whether it be in business, it be in relationships, it be in sports, it be in any walk of life, typically that level of volatility does not play out in a positive way. We'll see if Shane Beamer can defy those odds and get South Carolina football back on a positive trajectory.